Welcome to Midsummer Railway N-Scale Live. Well, it's a test transmission, hoping that everything works, because it hasn't been. It's been an interesting morning, very interesting morning. So, nothing's been working really well, but I guess because I'm still doing upgrades and everything else. Morning, oh, sorry, I can hardly see the monitor. Morning wood drop. Sorry. I've got the wrong keyboard on the wrong machine. I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, I'm here, and hopefully we'll have a bit of a show. I don't know how long I was only going to make this short because it really is only a test to see how well everything's working. Hopefully we're working well. So let me change screens and let's see if we can get something. When I find I've lost my phone. Good one. That's a bit better. And I'm just going to try and zoom in a bit. Of course, it's not working, is it? Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Greg.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little tired. Cayenne just left.
I had that yesterday. I was down with my daughter, looking after the two kids while she got some things done. So obviously I'm working a little bit today. I'm not doing very well, but you know.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's nice to see trains running again.
Well, yeah, it is. It's been a long time, I know, but with all the upgrades, you can see some of the stuff in the background, and one of the trains has just failed again. I give up. One train today only, not the second track. Oh dear. So I had some pictures for you, and now I've screwed up everything. I've got the wrong keyboard on the wrong machine, and anyway, it's the way it goes. So I had a picture of my original Dodge car,
Oh, okay.
My grand, it's not in great condition, I have to admit, because it's been rattled around, in crates and storage and all that. But it's one I had when I was a kid, and my grandson pulled it out about a week ago, and I went, "Oh, I must put that aside." So anyway, I'll have to email you, I guess. It's I wonder if I've got that one. How about that? You can see the train coming through the tunnel. Oh, look at that. Nice. Nice. I think I've got too many things and too many cameras to do this. I need just to set up a conglomerate of one and overall view. But anyway, that's in the future, I guess. Boy, oh boy, what a day. It's just has not been working at all. Everything's gone a bit screwy and yeah. That's better.
Why are you back here? And
I'll probably miss that.
Dudes. I thought while I was coming on, I had a couple of things to do down here. I thought I would try to set it up. I just got a double container set that I bought off of eBay to go with my Miraklin train.
Oh, nice.
See, we went to this train shop and found these things I could not find. The double set I've been able to find, but people have wanted exorbitant prices for them. And somebody on eBay finally had one at what I considered a fair price. And so I bought it. I got a, I don't know what, I forget when Google, YouTube, which is owned by Google, but Google pays you. So like one of my little corporate profit share, whatever it is for my channel.
We've just had somebody else pop up. Yeah, keep going.
Hello.
Hi, Lee.
Hello, Anthony. That was a good video for the train shop, Anthony.
Well, yeah, it was a great time. I mean, it just was a great weekend overall for Joyce and me. I don't know why the stars finally aligned, but the weather was nice. We were able to go do some things, and
I've just finished editing a video of another GoPro I've just bought myself.
Oh, okay.
And to be honest, it is going to be out in the video, but it's a Timo haul. And I tell you now, I've been filming with it since I've had it, and I can't fault it. That's it. It's a nice little. It's only a little action cam, but I can't fault it.
I saw that video, and Anthony, I have to apologise. I watched your parody, but I haven't responded yet.
Oh, okay.
It was brilliant.
His parody songs are always interesting now.
That was maybe the fastest one from idea to production to posting of any song we've ever done. Literally, that Saturday, which was just last Saturday, we were driving to that train shop. We had Pink Floyd on the playlist. Joyce and I love to listen to music when we're driving. And I just made a couple of joke lines while that song was on. And Joyce just turned to me and go, "You're not thinking of doing that song." And I said, "Well, I've already got more lines working in the brain." So we got home. After we left the shop and came home, I immediately started writing it. And then I had to watch Cayenne, and then I had to do the Artie show. And then I stayed up and kept writing it. So by Sunday morning, it was all done, written. And I talked Joyce into trying to sing it, and she was struggling. And then Monday morning, I thought, what the heck? I'll give it a try. And I'd been working on the video, already putting the video together. And I just I came down Monday morning and did 7 takes, just like, can I alter my voice, pitch my voice a little different to make it not so terrible? And then I sliced a bunch of them together, and I thought, this doesn't sound bad. I'll wait till Joyce comes home. Joyce came home, and I played it for her, and she kind of raised her eyes and said, that's not bad. That's not bad. You could post that. That's pretty good. And so she tried to give it one more try, because I'm like, my voice not being bad is still bad. And she just was struggling with it. And she said, seriously, your version's good. You put it up. And
yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was quite good.
Sadly, it's not getting watched. I don't know if I just posted way too many videos the last couple of weeks, but nobody's watching it. I shouldn't say nobody. It's got views, but it's definitely not doing as well as anything I've posted.
Yeah, it's not. I've noticed that stuff isn't getting watched. A friend of mine's channel is not getting watched.
Oh, I've had tons of stuff watched. All my track laying videos have gotten triple the views I'm used to getting. One went well over 1,000 views, which is rare for me.
Yeah.
One went 5,000 views, which is amazing. The previous song went 350 views, which is good because it was one of my favorites. But just this particular one, and I've got another video coming out tomorrow, and then I'm done with videos for a while. But that's all about me. It's Greg's live stream.
Well, I got an email I didn't expect to get. I've got enough watch hours to go and take monetization.
Oh wow, good on you, Lee. I wish.
I've got the sub. I don't know how I've done it. I've done the subs. I've hit the 1K, and now I just got an email to say I can take monetization, but do I want to take it? I don't know.
The thing is, my attitude is this: I'm not monetized so that I can make money. Okay, I don't do anything on my channel that warrants getting the subscribers or whatever that would really make money. The thing is, they're going to put commercials on your videos anyhow.
Yeah,
you might as well get a piece of the pie.
Yeah,
well, that's what I think too.
Yeah.
They're gonna throw commercials on my videos, whether I'm monetized or not. I might as well get a piece of the pie. And I don't do anything like my live streams. They pop up several times in my live streams and say, now would be a good time to add a mid-roll. You'll make more money. I was like, I'm not putting commercials in my live stream.
No.
Now, the newest trick YouTube is doing, which annoys me, is if you put chapters, and I try to put chapters in my videos, but if you put chapters, they're throwing commercials on every chapter break. So I had a couple of short chapters, and somebody even posted me and said, what's going on? I was watching your video and I was getting commercial after commercial after commercial. So, well, I had to go back and I was reading YouTube's latest bit, and they're like, yeah, we're throwing commercials on chapter breaks.
I'm going down the route of OBS anytime soon. I'm still getting to grips with it, but I'm not ready to go live on it yet.
There we go. That's a nice long train now.
It's getting ridiculous, the amount of ads that are on.
Oh, it is. I've missed your camera views you used to have. Right.
Well, and the thing is, they're changing. YouTube keeps changing what you can do, because I had to go into my settings, and first of all, it is impossible to find your ad settings. Now you have to go out of YouTube into AdSense, into Google, blah, 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 and find all these different things if you want to change your settings. And I had always had everything to the minimum. All my videos are skippable videos only at the beginning or at the end of my videos. That was it. But now they say, oh, by the way, if you put chapter breaks, we reserve the right to put ads on chapter breaks. I can't tell them no. And then they're non-skippable videos. It's like all my videos are supposed to be skippable. After 5 seconds, you can click skip and watch the next one. And they're like, yeah, but we get sponsored ones and we have to show them.
Yeah.
So it gets around the making it skippable.
Yeah. Oh, I do like this layout. His layout is good though.
Well, I had the pleasure last June of standing in that room before he ripped half of it out.
Yeah, but think you've still been in that room where that layout is.
Right, I have been there. I have seen that in person. It was a great.
No, it's a little bit different though now.
Yes, it is.
We've got, as you can see in the screen now, and I'm not doing very well with the StreamYard, but yep, we've got a back view there.
I like the
the train's just going past it now, and that's new, and that's because I'm putting in the extra track, so I'm still working on it.
I like the pond in the middle, that big pond.
Oh yeah, I haven't got that running. I've had things connected and disconnected because we had some trees replaced.
Okay.
And removed. That was not my last video, the one before. And we also had a hot water service and things got damaged. So there's sort of stuff still going or needs to be put together. But also because my grandson was here, and I have to have something running, otherwise he cracks it. So yeah, there's still lots of bits and pieces that I've still got to do. So I've just been putting the extra track in bit by bit.
Well, does anyone want a bit of a teaser? I have actually been working back in the loft. I was up there today.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I filmed a little bit of a video that I'm going to edit together as a teaser video of the project. It's coming on in the loft. I'm actually going to be wiring up one track, ready to start running trains again.
Oh, cool. Cool. Do you know what I did see that I suddenly thought, oh, maybe I should do that. And look, I've got to be honest, I'm not a big Magna Rail fan, but they've just had a guy on yesterday or the day before who has got balloons moving.
Yeah.
And I went,
yeah, wow. I've seen something like that of the Magna Rail of the balloons one. I can't think where I've seen it.
Yeah, there was a video. There's been two. The one yesterday yesterday. I say yesterday. It wasn't yesterday, but he had actually birds going through the air as well.
Oh, cool.
So as well as a balloon, and he had this big yellow balloon, but it was too heavy from where he had it hanging.
Yeah.
And but that was interesting, and I went, oh, that might be all right, something a bit different. But it's so expensive. It's seriously expensive.
Yeah, I'm on it. That's usually the camera I'm on is usually the layout camera. That usually is on my camera arm that I swing round. But I've been messing around with cameras for a minute in India. I'm getting to grips with it. I am learning it still. But I may do a test stream with it next couple of days. But I can't believe we're into Thursday already. Where's the week gone?
Yeah, look, it's stuff goes very quickly, doesn't
it? Yeah.
And I've still got lots of cameras to.
I've got 7 cameras, and that GoPro I've just bought that can go a webcam. But I done a test with it round the track. I was able to put it in my track car that I've built, and I could do a cab ride with it on this layout. You do with your one, don't you, Anthony? Put your little camera like that on your track.
Yeah, I do it every now and then. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
I probably should.
Yeah, I've actually, that's the card. I built that for mine. It fits in it, brilliant.
I'm trying, but
because I have to run mine sideways. I have to do the passenger view because it's too wide to go that way.
No, yeah.
What was
Mine's
that?
not like- What have you done?
I've just got the camera.
Yeah, you just knocked it.
Oh, what's happening?
Did you back?
Oh no! Oh, it's back. It's not focusing it. Oh, there we go. Something happened. Sorry. That just threw me. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. I'm just struggling because I can't fit the camera through what I've got. So there are certain points where the camera won't fit.
Yeah. You know what I go for then? Go with a cube camera where the cube camera's a square.
No. It needs to be just a tiny little camera. And I've got one, where are we? I've just got one that I was playing with last night. Where are we?
Yeah.
Let me change
Oh, Billy Bob?
screen. No, not doing very well. One.
I've got a cube camera, but it's in the living room, and Jockey's got to try and find it. She bought me it and didn't tell me about it, but she's meant to be finding it for me.
I've used it once in the last couple of years, but I still have a cube right here. It's not the Wi-Fi one. I really wish I could have bought the Wi-Fi one when they came out.
Oh, yeah, my one, the one I think Jackie got me is not the Wi-Fi one.
I've just got that one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is that Wi-Fi, Greg?
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
I haven't connected the Wi-Fi because no point. It won't run around the track.
Yeah.
See, this I can put on a car and go around the track and record, but it's not Wi-Fi.
Sorry.
There you go. Yeah, it's on a car.
But what it is it won't. So where are we? Hang on, let me find the camera. If you look at.
I think we lost Greg. I'll have to get a wipe for that. Because that's what I have set up on my car. My GoPro. I have the actual GoPro here on a little bed.
Yeah.
Can you see the difference in the width of the...
Yeah. That's why this one has to go this way. I set it lengthwise, so I call it the passenger view when it goes through my layout because it's too wide to send it the other way, and I can't stand it up, which would be another option because it hits the canopies over my. It hits the canopies over my station.
Well, mine's the same, but I can't. If I went wider, I'd be hitting the other trains and everything. So.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. If I went wide, if I set this on the bed this way, if I set it on this truck this way where it was width, it will knock the other trains off. My rail's so narrow.
Yeah, mine's the same.
Yeah.
That camera's Wi-Fi. That's another GoPro that's Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is a 4K camera, but
that's a 4K. GoPro. It's not a proper GoPro; it's a replica GoPro, but it does the job.
Yeah, well, I've been working on it, but I had another one that I was trying to get it working, but it wasn't working that well. So I'm still the jury's out. However, once the third track is up, the third track will allow me to do that because there are no tunnels, there's no anything, it's just plain.
Oh, so you may be able to do a car going around with a camera on it.
Yeah, Billy Bob, hi. Just joined us, I said. So yeah, that's the other one I'm waiting for, but it's still a way off because I can't even buy track. You know, this is track for me takes I don't know 2 weeks to do. And not having much time, and it's a bit, you know, it's a bit, yeah. You can't get much here at all. You know, in scale, you want HO, no problem.
Yeah.
In scale,
yeah, that's the downside, sadly.
And that's a bit like you, Anthony. As I said, I love the song. I was really interested in that trick you showed on your the ICE.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I went, oh. But you see, we wouldn't even have that here. Like if I go into a model shop and the best one will have maybe 5 engines, but they're not what I want. You know, they're just, you know, they might be just really basic.
Right. And I find that shocking
engines,
that in a city as big as Melbourne, but of course, hey, Trackside Mike, welcome in.
Mike.
Hi, Trackside Mike.
And I bet you need to keep it, as he says, I bet you need to keep it on the tracks.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm trying to, and I'm not doing very well. I'm not taking very much notice, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's considering the ties between Australia and UK, it's a little surprising that that in a town as big as Melbourne, 3-4 million people, that there is
it's just over 5 million.
Okay. Yeah, that it's that there isn't some shop that really has a decent UK selection, but
they don't. That's the problem. There's one train shop that was really fantastic, and I can't. There was a guy who used to be on YouTube a lot. You'll probably know him. He went to work there. I can't think of his name now, but they mainly have US N scale.
Okay.
And the people who have N scale have 3 or 4 diesels, and that's it. If you're lucky, not even a class 66. They'll have 37 or something or other, and a lot of them. I know this sounds bizarre, but a lot of them not even DCC.
Okay.
And you go, and then you look at the price, and the prices are like $300 for a non-DCC, or if you're lucky, a DCC engine. If you want sound for that's $600, and that's a lot of money. When I bought a DMU with sound lights, the whole full shebang, which here is $600. I bought it for $320 from Rails.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, and when we visited Artie, obviously we came down and visited you, but when we were with Artie, we went up to Sydney, and we went to 2 train shops, model train shops, and one of them had a large selection. I mean, it was pretty much all UK stock, but it was all 00 scale.
Yes.
I don't recall them having N scale. It was 00 and some HO Australian. And then we went to another shop that just had a massive selection. I mean, but it was all American or Australian. It wasn't They had minimal British 00 stuff, and I don't think they had anything well, I think they had American N scale. But
what we can do.
You can run on HO though, can't you?
Yeah, we have this big train show that's held at a race course, and it's quite, quite over 2 stories, quite huge. If you can find any N scale layouts, well, you might find 1 or 2. If you can find anybody selling N scale, well, last time there was nothing, and I got disappointed. I don't know why I went, to be honest.
It does get down hard when you can't get the N scale stuff at shows.
And my German
stuff. Sorry?
No, I was just saying, and the German stuff I get, I can go as low as $200 or up to, a high-end steamer can be $800, $900 in HO, but they're always digital sound, lights, everything in there. Pico, P-I-K-O, because if you say Pico, most people
think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
But Pico, which a lot of North Americans will say Pico. But
hi, JD.
Hi, JD.
Hey, JD. But the German Pico, they release some things in analog, and they're $100 to $130. It's their low end range, but like Maryland, to get something analog is near impossible. Most of them, everything is automatically full digital, sound, lights, everything else. Roku and Pico will do 3 levels. They'll have DC analog, DCC digital with or without sound, and then they'll do they'll have DCC without sound and then DCC with sound. They'll have 3 different versions of a lot of their models.
Yep. Well, with rails, I get that choice, right? So we get sound, we get without sound but with DCC, or we get DCC and they will fit it for you. And the other thing is that the best thing about rails is that the postage is so minimal. Like there was postage the other day. I forget what it was. Something stupid. A piece of scenery. Like I'm going to say a bag of grass, but it wasn't. It was a plastic card, and the plastic card was £5. I went, okay, that's about $10. Yep, no problem. Postage, $112 for a bit of plastic card. And I go, no, that's why I buy from Rails, because their postage is, it's not cheap, but it's about $40.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, regardless, shipping for my stuff from Lipa is $30. Regardless of how big my order is, it's $30.
Yeah.
And
Rails is scale.
And so when I order from Lipa, I try to see. The thing is, if I order a locomotive, the savings I get, because there's what most shops sell it for, and then Lipa is always $50 to $100 or more under that price. And then because I'm a member of the Lipa Club, which I pay $50 a year to be a member of, but I get that back on the first loco I buy from them because I pay an additional $50 less.
Yep. Well, see, when I buy from the UK, I don't pay tax.
Right.
So that makes a big difference. Now, I've just noticed that the last shipment, Rails have dropped their shipping costs. And for me, it's now for a basic ship, which is up to about, I forget what it is, whether it's a kilo or a bit less. I'm not sure what it is. Sorry, I'm not doing very well with the cameras. 13 quid. So that's what, $26. is now the shipping costs,
Oh.
which is a lot better. Used to be a base rate of about £19. So that's really good, and that's why I always use Rails. But I can almost here in Australia, I can get it quicker from Rails than anywhere else if I buy anything. I'm still waiting for something that I ordered 3 weeks ago from Melbourne. And where I am, Anthony. I'm what, 50 k's out of Melbourne?
Yeah, you're
a
bit outside of Melbourne. Just a bit.
Just a bit, I know. Yeah. Well, for me to get to the airport is 100 k's.
Yeah, because the airport is way on the other side. But no, I'm being facetious. You are not just outside Melbourne. Lord knows with Artie and visiting his relatives down there. I've seen all of what would you call it, the east side of Melbourne.
Yes, yeah.
I got a lot of drives around, including the beaches, which was one of the best things about it was seeing. But we drove through St. Kilda's because I'm sitting here going through all the Victorian Football League teams. I'm like, oh, St. Kilda's. Oh, and there's their field. I used to watch them. Oh, and here's that one. And we're just they're all suburbs of Melbourne. I didn't realize that 2/3 of the teams or more of the old Victorian Football League were basically Melbourne.
Did you actually see the MCG?
What's that?
Anthony?
What's that?
Did you see the MCG?
Yeah.
The big football ground.
Well, the thing is, as a young lad, when I started watching Aussie rules football in 1980, 1981, Collingwood was on all the time, and I just naturally became a Collingwood fan. So to go through and see all these and driving through, I can remember oh yeah, we were at this beach and it was in St. Kilda, and then everybody knows the beach. I can't remember the name, but I say the beach in St. Kilda, and they go, oh yeah, it's that one. Okay. And then and then we were over here, and they're like, oh yeah, it was this. And it's all I can remember is the suburbs from the football teams. But yeah, you're Rockingham, Pinky.
The MCGs are big. It's the biggest oval in Australia and Southern Hemisphere, and it holds, for Taylor Swift, I think it was 110,000 people. For a football match, because they used the ground, for the grand final of AFL, it holds 100,000 people.
Yeah.
And, there's always this rivalry between Melbourne and Sydney. But you find a ground of rugby or league or whatever in Sydney, you won't even get anywhere near the MCG. Most of them hold 60,000.
Right.
And yet they boast how good they are, and yet we've got the biggest. And we do the Grand Prix as well, and it's the way it goes, really.
Right. Well, it's just, it's just odd. I mean, you're close to the highway. You were close enough to the highway that we could go straight across to Artie's family's place in 20 minutes or so, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's with fairly heavy traffic. Because they were just one of the boroughs. They were still not in Melbourne proper, but it was Melbourne. And then we spent a couple hours just driving all around Melbourne because it was raining so bad, and that storm was coming up, and Artie decided we needed to head north before that storm hit, and it was a good call because we were just a couple hours ahead of it. But we drove through all of Melbourne, which was quite a sight because that's a big packed city, but Sydney's insane. I could not live in I could not live in really either city, suburbs of them maybe, but trying to live in Sydney, it's beautiful at the harbor and the bridge and all the touristy area, but oh my God, it is so packed on top of it, and of course it's so expensive. But it's just we went into a suburb that was oh my God, I can't remember what the name of it. It begins with a P. It's on the north, and we took a boat tour up the river into that suburb. And that suburb, it's all these new high-rise, and it's just apartment, high-rise apartments, high-rise apartment. And I'm not into high-rises.
And I can't think of the name, but I know what you're talking about. Look, I used to hate Sydney.
I could go really to Google Earth real quick.
But I had a job where I had to work there. And I ended up, like, I never used to drive. I used to hate driving. And then one night I was late and I had to drive because I couldn't get. We had a company, a taxi company who used to just look after us. If we booked something, they'd make sure we had a taxi. And this one time I had to start driving, and I started driving, and I've got to be honest, I started liking Sydney. It was
Parramatta, sorry, I had to look it up. Parramatta was the suburb we went up to in Sydney. Parramatta. Sorry. I think when you go to this camera, you lose your mic, Greg.
Oh, do I? Oh.
Yeah.
Because if you were talking, because I was, the name of the suburb in Sydney we also went up to that is just exploding. Even Artie was talking about how much it's changed since he had been there a few years earlier. It's Parramatta or whatever.
Parramatta, yeah.
Parramatta. Yes. I got to remember that Australian A. Parramatta.
Parramatta, yeah. I used to get up to Sydney and I'd go and pick up the car, and I always requested a small car, right? What a small car. Because the way I used to go from the road from the airport, and I used to go through Parramatta, the roads are really narrow, right? A standard car like I'm trying to work something like a Toyota, right? Wouldn't fit down the road. You're right on the edge, let alone anything else. So I used to go, I'll have a small car. And I'd rock up to the higher place and they'd say, it was a small car. Oh, sorry, sir, we've upgraded you to a bigger car. And I used to hate it because you had literally between the edge of the road and the white line. And I used to hate it, but, you got used to it after a while. But Parramatta is quite an interesting place. We were out further, so we used to go through Parramatta out to Glendinning. Sydney's zoned in industrial areas.
Mm-hmm.
So Glendinning is zoned as dangerous goods. And then you've got places like Ruby Hill that have gone through the roof, and that's a huge leagues club and a big hotel. But yeah, anyway. My experiences of America are not that great, but I've been there, and I didn't drive. I probably could have. Paris, no. They're crazy there, absolutely crazy. But Sydney's crazy too. I can tell you.
I could not imagine. I mean, even driving through Melbourne, the traffic was it was like New York City. It was just bumper, 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 intersection, intersection.
Yeah.
And I mean, Toledo has its areas where where traffic's bad, and the expressway through Toledo can be really bad at rush hour and such. But it doesn't get the really bad traffic jams that the really big cities do.
Oh, we have really bad, but unlike you guys, we have such tiny roads, you know. Like, when you come out to my place, you've come in where we've got 3 lanes, right? And you came into our place. Before that, we had 3 lanes, and it's 2 lanes, and they built this as a bypass road, right? And there was a big thing, bypass road, you know, it'll reduce the traffic. I kept driving past it and going, oh yeah, one day. And I kept saying, the day that road opens, it will be stuffed. It will be a traffic jam. It's not wide enough. 2 lanes is not enough. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, the day it opened, it banked back all the way. They finally, after a few years, they put the 3rd lane in, and it's at least a little better. But you know, it's really it's not flash at all. But anyway,
it's
well, I was only going to do about half an hour, but anyway, I'm still here.
Yeah, you do good. I mean, this is only the 2nd time you've tried a live stream since we were there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've done lots of live streaming, but not my trains, other stuff.
Right.
But
okay.
So every time I do my live stream, I change the cameras or something, and I go, this is where I get confused. Where's the camera? And I go, so I've got to set it up a bit better. But I thought I'd try and start to do it live, and I'm doing it live because this week I just didn't even have a chance to do a video. You know, I've been trying to add the extra rail, building, you know, cutting wood and making mounts for it, and struggling because even though, or maybe I should be using something thicker, but with the trains that's not going to work. So I can only use 6mm, and the 6mm goes. You know, it's like
right.
You know, and because it's so small and you've got 2 tracks running together, if
and
you go
6mm is 1/4 inch. Basically, actually, it's just a little thinner than 1/4 inch. And yeah, I would use 1/4 inch board. When I built my layout, I did full 1/2 inch.
Yeah, my baseboard, my layout's on is a 1/2 inch baseboard,
which would be, 12, 13 mil.
Yeah. But yeah, the loft layout, half of the loft layout is boards that were up there, and it's that compressed paper board, and that warps. Because there's places where I've redone the section up there. The video is on my channel on it.
Right. You get any aspect of moisture, it sucks it in, lets it out, sucks it in, lets it out, and then it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've been up there today doing some wiring. I've got a U powered up of 1 track. Okay. I'm going to try and get a full leap done by next week, if I can get it done. That's why there's been no videos either, because I've just been doing other stuff, personal stuff, and real life's been getting in the way.
That's the opposite of me. I've been doing so much, but I've had something to now film. I haven't put up working on my layout videos other than the power car stuff. I haven't put out working on my layout videos in 4 years because I haven't worked on my layout. And now I've just
I've edited them, but I just haven't finished doing the thumbnails. I've only just done all the thumbnails in the 4 videos I've got.
I let Google pick the thumbnails or YouTube pick the thumbnails. Unless I don't like what they pick, then I'll say, use this picture instead.
I use Canva.
But yeah, I'm not. I mean, views are nice. Don't get me wrong. Views are nice, but my primary goal, the primary target of anything I post is friends, and I'm not trying to win awards. I'm not trying to say, look how great a builder I am, because I'm not. And building is not my priority. It's just the fun of running trains. And that's not trying to knock. It sounds like I'm knocking people that are. No, it's just, it's not who I am, which is,
most of the day today I've been soldering little LED lights together.
But that's what drew me to Greg's channel years ago. Here was his lighting system he's putting in all his buildings back before he got sick here, and it just was wonderful to watch what he's doing, because I appreciate the work those people do.
Oh yeah, I'm working on a lighting.
And on the flip side, I just do stupid stuff.
Yeah, I'm working on lighting at the moment. There's a little red LED. I'm actually going to be building a little campfire in one of the fields, and I've just been soldering that today.
Campfire in a field sounds like a bad combination.
Yeah.
So on my
have you got any buildings that light up on there, Greg?
Oh, if you look, because of the lighting, you can see some of the lights are on, and there's flickering and some other stuff back there because of the the flash rate and the filming rate of the they don't flicker in real life, but they'll flicker.
Yeah, I've got.
If you were asking something, you switched this camera and we lost your. Or if you're gonna say something, but yeah, because it's so funny watching this video now, and I'm like, wow, you've changed all that. It was just, I mean, it's almost a year now. I was there in June, but it's so drastically changed since I was there.
I light up all my buildings.
It has a. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I'll have to have a look at that.
I like that lighting in the back. The flashes in the back.
I've actually got cameras in that section that you see there now, but they've been disconnected because of putting the extra tracker around the back. So it's going. So originally I had a track up the top, and I took that out.
Okay.
And I've now put it back in, but I've had to rearrange stuff, and I'm still working on it. But there are cameras that follow those buildings around. There's one that follows the track around for the bus. But the problem with the bus is, because of the extreme weather, it buckles the track, the actual bus track. And so the bus will work, and then it won't work, and then it'll work. At least the rails are stable, but the bus is not. The other thing I'm finding it's not stable is the pond. Again, expansion and contraction is a bit of a problem on that. So I'm still working on that. But yeah, there's about 4 cameras that go around the buildings, particularly when the bus runs.
Right.
So that's more or less much the same, except I've sort of added a few little bits since you were here, Anthony. So I've moved the murder scene because again, having to get that extra track up the top, right. I've had to rip things out and put new things in, and they're still not right. But it's getting there, It's like everything; it's work in progress.
Yeah, right. It is. Layout is never finished.
It's harder because you already had something there and you've ripped it out. It's easier if you're starting new and can just put on, but now it's because things are there. There's certain wiring there. There's certain other things there that you don't want to mess with. It is just that much more difficult.
You're right. It is.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you look at the cop cars, they used to have flashing lights. Well, they do, but they're not wired in at the moment. You can see the midsummer sign still in the police station, which is the big building. The flashing lights in the building, which has like a disco, that's still there. You can see them flashing in the background.
Yeah.
but I had cameras on them, so there's,
Yeah.
as you said, there were 4 cameras, but the cameras are, until I get that right, the cameras can't go in. And so it's, what do you do? The cart before the horse, or the horse before the cart,
Yeah.
And then the complication is with my grandson, I'm either going down there or at least once or twice a week with 2 grandsons. But if they come here, which they've been coming here regularly, I've got to have everything running. So I can only do a little bit here and a little bit there.
Right.
And it's slow. And then there's, because I'm not feeling flesh either,
Right.
I'm up and down like
You've got limited time that your stamina lets you work. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I run out of puff, so I sort of suffer with some,
I only have one excuse with most of the stuff. I'm lazy.
Well,
Not to say not to that one, honestly.
Sort of not.
But
it's because
it's funny because talking about trying to build onto something that's already there, it goes back to what we were talking about at the start before people came in, when you were talking about watching my one parody song. In some ways, it's actually harder to write a parody song than it is to write your own song. In some ways, it's easier because when you write your own song, you have to write your own song. You've written it out and then you come up with words. But when somebody's already written that song and then you're trying to change the lyrics and have it do something, and you've got to fit their rhyme scheme, their meter, that's a pain in the butt when you're oh wait, that syllable didn't work there. And
I'm doing the same at the moment. I'm making my own intros at the moment. I've got stuff where I make my own intros now on for the, like that new on my videos, that song I've got that a friend done. I've got the software for that now to make my own intros.
Yeah. JD, I'm retired and lazy. I basically have spent the first 3 years of my retirement catching up with all the movies and all the books I'd missed for 30 years. I just sit in the living room and video games. Let's not try to make it sound better than it is. I have been playing 20-year-old video games. And Jean Ricard will call me like, "Why aren't you downstairs working on your layout?" Because I'm playing a video game.
That's like JD, though. It's been too cold for JD to be out in the shed.
But see, that's the thing. I don't have to deal with what most people deal with their layouts. It's in a climate controlled area. The humidity is always within 40 to 60%, usually set at 50, but it can vary. And plus American C-Track is weatherproof. It's got expansion joints built into it. And so regardless, it doesn't warp. If the metal expands, they just get closer to each other. If they contract, they get further apart. But there's metal connections underneath that are always giving you a strong current.
Well, mine's reasonable because I have a dehumidifier.
Right.
I have a heater. I have an air conditioner. So as you know, Anthony, and for those who don't know, this is a garage.
Right.
But the front door is actually insulated. So I actually have insulation on that. And then that's when you see the green screen at the moment. That is the front door of the garage. Excuse me. And the green screen there is just to hide the insulation because I haven't done anything more with it because the garage door can still work. And now as you see the back door,
and that's where we lose. This is the camera where I think we lose.
Yeah, this is the camera with me, Mike.
That's the one. Okay. Sorry. Now that scene that I showed you, that's got insulation behind it. So now I've got more of a control in here, but it still gets pretty hot. We have some hot summers. We do have some very hot summers.
Oh, well, yeah, that's an understatement. You guys are used to it to a degree, but I don't know that you can ever truly get used to it. But yeah, you guys, hot is an understatement. Those 105, 110 days are way too often. And the big storms, and that's why I kind of like Toledo. We'll get an occasional big winter storm every few years. In the summer, we'll get a few thunderstorms, but they're not usually too nasty. We occasionally get the heavy one, and even when they're tornadoes, just 5 miles north of my house, 10 miles north of my house might get tornadoes. A couple of miles south of my house, but Toledo City itself, we've had 1 tornado hit in the last 45 years, 2 in the last 60.
Right. Well, we're here where I am
in town, not the center.
We have our own climate too. It sounds bizarre, but we can go. So for us to go to a hardware store, which is Bunnings, it's 5 minutes away, right? Literally, we're at the edge, as you know, the freeway, and as you head towards north, we go maybe 3 k's, and 3 k's away it can be pouring, and we've got sunshine, and our temperatures are always a lot higher here, and you get used to it. But when you've had day after day, and because this is a tin roof, the air conditioners start to work pretty hard, and that's even with dehumidifier, you still get pretty warm in here. Even in the house, and the house is well insulated. It always stays at a reasonable temperature, but in winter when it's like, I can't get the Fahrenheit, but in Celsius when it's like 5 or 6 degrees Celsius outside, the house is still 22.
Right.
It stays very warm, but the house stays warm, but this doesn't, and it's because we've got a separate roof here. Right. So the garage is its own roof, and it has we've got for want of a better word, we've got a whirly gig on the roof of the house, so it sucks out the temperature or the heat out of the roof cavity, and keeps it reasonably well, and the insulation in the roof. But we've also got storage in the roof, so we've got floorboards, and we've got a little ladder we can pull down, a bit like the Griswolds.
Right.
Not quite, but similar to that. And we can store up there. But the garage is totally separate, and that's where the issue comes, is that the heat stays in the roof.
Right.
And I've got to put a whirly gig on there. Have to do that. Otherwise, it won't keep the temperature at a reasonable level. Because the other day it was 42 outside and it was almost 31 in here. Whereas on a 30 degree heat day, something's happened. I've lost a train. On a 30 degree day in here, I can get it down to 22. Right. It's just when you get that constant temperature of high, and that the heat builds up in that little bit of a roof, and it can't escape, and that's the problem.
It's like me though. Right. If I go in the
loft, I hate to say this, but my dinner, so I have to head on.
Roasted.
Sorry, what was that, Lee?
My roof space in the summer is roasting because it's not insulated. The roof is not insulated. That loft is not. The floor is not insulated. It's just basically the last owner was an old guy that had a good friend of the family's, and he put a layout up there. I come across that layout that was in the loft.
Okay. No, I gotta log out because dinner's ready.
Yeah, I was just going to close off anyway because it's over an hour, and I was only going to do half an hour.
Well, you did an hour and 15 minutes, and it worked well.
It did. It worked well.
You got to sort out where your mic's not working on the one camera, but still, I mean, it was just great to see you and chat with you.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed chatting with you, and I'm glad you were here because I did want to apologise for not commenting on the parody. I really do
never
enjoy it.
apologize for stuff like that. People comment or they don't. I don't take it personally.
No, I do. I always, as you know, I've always comment on that and Matt Clark and everything else.
Yeah,
but
and I appreciate it.
It's been one of those times.
So,
all right. Well, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
And thank you, everybody, for coming. And hopefully I'll start to regularly live stream in the future. Okay.
Bye.
See you later. Bye, everyone. Thank you for everybody who's been watching. Thank you to my subscribers. And until next time, bye for now.